All right, so Johnny Bravo's going to keep it quick this time because you need to be in your backyard barbecuing chicken. And I'm actually kind of hurt because I didn't get an invite. But number one, the Fed is busted and no one's going to do anything about it. Not just that they're not allowed to buy bonds, but they're holding Hertz that I don't know if you just watched the video a couple back, filed for bankruptcy, which those bonds that they're holding are about as worthless as toilet paper. Although toilet paper's looking pretty good right about now. And when I'm at Costco, I don't know which toilet paper to buy. Do you go with the Kirkland, which is cheaper, or do you go for the Charmin? I don't know. Will you please help me? I'm going to show you a lot of charts. Going to make your head go a little, wow, what's going on? But also, how is the Fed going to get out of this? I don't know. We're talking Peter Schiff. Maybe Peter, Pumpkin Eater, has something that he'd like to offer. But I'm going to leave that for you guys to try to help me out. Let's just say I would rather be Janet right now than Jerome. So here it is, HYG US equities. This is what the Fed is currently holding. And thank you, Jeffrey Gunlock, for pointing it out that the Fed is not allowed to buy. They are allowed to loan. And they own Hertz, which just filed for bankruptcy. And HYG's holding of Hertz bonds is about $50 million, which when this is all said and done, they're going to get zero on those bonds. I mean, they might get a little bit. And again, we got to thank, good old BlackRock for this purchase. I said, if you don't want to get in trouble for beating that kid up, you pay someone to go beat him up. That's how the Fed is able to buy these bonds, and they're using companies like HYG and JNK. But in Powell's defense, he just said they're just buying just a little bit, just the tip of bonds. Not, they're not going all in and just buying, everything. And they promise not to move in equities. They'll leave the stock market completely alone. And I wonder who's going to call these cats out on all this. Is it President? Anyone? People? Hello? People of Walmart? Do you know what's going on? Yeah, I got a $1,200 stimulus check. So I'd just like to say thank you, Jerome. And I stole this drawing from Charles Hugh Smith. I like his blog. He has really creative insights. As you can see right here, the Federal Reserve created $3.276 trillion out of thin air in just a few months. That's $22,600 for every taxpayer in the United States of America. So here you go. You get $1,200, but then you get to pay it back. Only $205,000. Not even going to go into unfunded liabilities. And coming in from Dire Straits, money for nothing and the chicks for free. No. Money's not for nothing. You're going to have to pay your chicks back. You're going to have to pay your money back. $205,000 that you're going to need to pay. So the more and more you let that Fed just give you your $1,200 in the end, well, let's just say you're probably not going to like the end unless you're the top 1%. Then you're covered. You're fine. You got this whole thing worked out. It's everyone else. That's who's going to be in trouble. So in comparison, your share right here, your share is at most $1,200. Unless you didn't even get that, then I'd like to say I'm sorry. The other $21,400 created out of thin air went to corporations, monopolies, and other financial parasites and predators. And the thin sliver that was supposed to bail out small businesses is the most mismanaged part of the bailout. Yeah, why we are not all totally surprised on that. And then I'm going to show you a chart. What's happening right there, total assets, and the Fed just keeps collecting them assets, just like what I told you. That's what rich people do, or rich private banks do. They collect assets. They get to be the buyers, the lenders, the borrowers, the everything of last resort. What are we going to do? Well, central banks and governments seem to be buying a lot of gold over the last decade, and gold has reached or is nearing all-time highs versus all reserve assets, including the dollar, even as the trade-weighted USD appreciates. Like what I've said before, I believe, and I could be totally wrong, I've been wrong 3 times in my life, I believe that gold and the dollar will continue to rise simultaneously. This is where Peter Schiff and I would definitely disagree, but agree on 95% of everything else. So breaking news, governments are buying gold. Everyone's buying gold. You're doing what? When everyone is losing faith in currencies, and when people lose faith in currencies, what happens? Well, that's probably a long play. It could be 10 years away. We'll see. I don't know. I just play in the now. And I would agree with Peter. I mean, this money printing, the brr, can only last for so long. But here is where I disagree. All right. So looking at this chart, this is the M2 money stock. And if I were to zoom in right here, I use this also to trade. And what I did was I overlaid, actually, let me zoom it back so I can show you. And I've been preaching this forever. Since 2008, 2009, I'm like, the more that they print, the stock market just follows right along. And then people are like, no. And also buybacks, corporate buybacks, when that stops, you can just kiss the market goodbye. So in this chart right above my head, see? Everything went to HE double hockey sticks in a handbasket, and the Fed's like, brr, and just prints and prints and prints, and like, oh, I can save you economy. And more than likely, but we will see, we're going to wait on this one, that this line is going to catch up with that line. But again, that is the financial economy. That is not the real economy that you live in, that you're like, wait, do I have a job tomorrow? And here's the velocity of money. So no matter how much the Fed is printing, it isn't causing inflation. I know that's just so hard for some people to digest, to swallow. But look at this. You don't want to go snowboarding off of that thing unless you're a professional. I mean, that's pretty much straight down. That's not looking too good. And then if I were to pan out, do you guys see? Look, let me trade this market, okay? Short it. Don't buy this. The money supply, the money from $1 to another person isn't moving. No matter what the Fed does, it is not moving. That is deflationary. This is not inflationary. We have a recession. We have a possible depression. Recessions, depressions. You want to know what doesn't come out of depressions? That would be inflation. Inflation, hyperinflation, no. That's a later game. But I'm telling you right now, these are deflationary times. When oil goes negative $40 a barrel, that is not inflationary. And as you can see by this chart, and this hasn't even really been updated, this just right at the end of 2020, which I should probably move myself and make myself the friendly ghost of stock market, Casper, the friendly trader. This is right at the end of 2020. I can guarantee you that this line is going in this direction, because now people are like, oh, got to save your money, got to shove it under a mattress. Oh, we're negative interest rates at the bank. Oh, why should I put it in the bank if I'm not going to make any money from that? Over and over. This is not inflationary, you guys. I would like to say it is, but it is not. Yes, there is inflation on some things, like maybe beef at the store. So some things inflationary, but for the most part, worldwide, we're talking deflation. Yo, money is not moving around. And this is where I disagree or digress. Hello, Greg Hunter. How are you doing today? That is a lovely suit. Same to you, Peter. Very nice. And yes, the Federal Reserve doubled its balance sheet and money still isn't moving. But Peter, here we go. Inflationary depression coming. Peter Schiff, I don't know, Peter. I don't see it. And I completely agree with just about everything you say. Yes, we inflated bigger bubbles. That's what happens. We have bubbles everywhere. And then he goes on to say, what has to break is the US dollar, which I don't see that happening because these governments need to pay back the dollars that they borrowed with interest. We're talking $1 trillion a year. But anyways, okay, side note. What has to break is the US dollar, and that is coming, according to Schiff. Okay, well, I say it's not. We are going to overwhelm with dollar supply. We are printing all this money. The Fed is buying all these bonds. This is it. The Fed is going all in, just in case you wanted to see where I'm at. The Fed is going all in. There is no limit. They are printing all this money, and so ultimately, the dollar is going to tank. But Peter, I don't see that at all. At zero. It hasn't happened yet, but it will. Okay. And a broken clock is always right. Well, actually, none of the time if it's a digital clock. So I'm just throwing that out there. That's when the party really ends. That's when there is a massive pressure on consumer prices. Don't see it. That's when there is a massive upward pressure on interest rates. Yes, I could see that. This could be an inflationary depression. Possibly. We could have hyperinflation. I don't see it. We don't have anything like that in the Great Depression during the 1930s. Prices went down. Yes, they did, and people got some relief with lower prices. That made the downturn not as bad. Imagine high unemployment with the cost of living skyrocketing. Don't see it. That's what we are heading for. It's going to be 1970 on steroids because it's going to be much deeper economic contraction with a much bigger increase in consumer prices. And then he says here, precious metals, no-brainer. Yes, I agree. It's absolutely no-brainer. I've been buying gold my whole life. It's not that gold is gaining value. It's that fiat currencies are losing value. And I think, yes, other currencies are going to lose value to the dollar, but the dollar will remain strong because those currencies have no other place to go. And they have a whole lot of debt to be paid back in the dollar, causing the dollar to move in this direction until finally at some point it ends. And then hopefully at that point, I will have a tiny little island with a Lamborghini on it, which I could just drive around in circles. And then more terrible, horrible news. May 25th, global trade volumes fall the most in more than a decade. This is definitely not good. And this was happening before this little pause happened. We were heading in this direction. And now we are like full steam ahead. And my question to you is, how would you, if you were Jerome, how would you fix this? You're like, yeah, just end it. We're going back to a gold standard. No, but realistically, this is the US dollar. This is worldwide problems, recessions, depressions. We are in the biggest clusterfuck of 100 years, and probably even farther back. But what would you do in the comment section? You tell me, how would you solve this? Because I would much rather be Janet Yellen right now than Jerome Powell. Although I would just ask that I could stand up when I pee. That's all I'm asking for. Unless it's in the shower, then that is a topic for another day. And for new people in the audience, I use TradingView. I get that question a lot. I can't do that on Webull nor Robinhood. Yes, I use Webull. I will leave a link in the description too if you want a free stock. I don't know if they give you guys one or two. Link in the description on that one. This, you can actually do M2 money stock using TradingView. But I did say to my audience that I was making a trade in the morning. Let's go right here. All right, if we get a candle close, this is the S&P 500. This is three times shares. If we can get, do you see this? This is called a swing trade. That would be my first, and then I would close it. Let me show you right here. The MACD, you guys see? I'm hiding it for you. See at the top, and it starts to diverge, digress, go down, any word that you would like to use. I then close my position, and for those of you that are in Charlie's course, I know a lot of my technical, how I do it is different than him. So just know we vary. And also if you're like, whoa, swing trading, this is cool. What is this? I do not have a course on it. My friend Charlie from Zip Trader U, he gives you guys 10% off. I have not made a trading course yet. At some point in my life, I will. But if you want to grab that, link in the description on how to trade equities. But again, don't listen to me. This is not financial advice, but I am waiting on this full body candle close tomorrow morning, Tuesday, so I can put in a buy. But if it doesn't, well then, I don't put in a buy. And since I have you on the phone, let's just go down my list and see if there's something that I can snatch. Bravo, we don't use that kind of language here. Right here, look at this, up and one. And you'd be riding Facebook all the way to the moon. Amazon, not. Netflix, no. Google, not really. You should have grabbed it there. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, nah. Tesla, no. Bitcoin, oh, that's been a train wreck today. And gold, yes, no, maybe so. We're getting there. TVIX, not a stock. Trades volatility in the futures, like long story. Apple just bouncing around on the 20. And ooh boy, you missed silver, did you not? Or you get that one? Had a big run. And SpaceX, don't hold on to your rocket boosters. I think they're launching in a couple days. I don't know. We will see. And here's one that I've been watching for a while. This actually came from Charlie's Facebook group. I'm like, all right, they do Alzheimer's, But I'm not going to trade these levels. This is as Charlie would say, I think a dead dog on the side of the road. No, I can't get into that. I need to see momentum. I need to see volume. And something tells me I didn't make it to 10 minutes. I start talking. I'm sorry. I enjoy hanging out with you guys, talking to you how to start businesses. I forgot that one. If you do want to learn how to start a business, I will leave a link in the description. I offer a couple codes on how, only a few, if they're usually gone. If the video is usually longer than an hour, you're like, oh, they're gone. Oh, well, I'll try. Turn my bell notification on maybe tomorrow. But if you want to start changing your life, start a business, learn how to trade equities, be a better you, be that boss. This is sounding like some weird army commercial, but I'll see you tomorrow.